So welcome back to yet another game you probably thought you seen last off. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Duel, the game that is dying in literally 2 months' time. And we're going to go in and play a bit of ranked, right? Something I haven't done on the channel at all. But we've pulled a Firewall Dragon in our pack opening, and that's kind of fitting because today we are going in with Firewall Dragon into ranked. And just to see what Cross Duel's kind of doing now, because of course the game is shutting down and there is still an active player base, right? To many people's surprise, there is a player base. As you can see, you're now finding games way quicker than you've ever done when the game was live and healthy. It's really baffling, but that's just the way things kind of are. Hold on one second, the duels can wait for just a moment because we're going to talk about a different type of duel, one involving powerful bosses and enemies, tactical spells and abilities, one you can find in the sponsor of today's video, Raid Shadow Legends. Now I'm sure you've all heard of Raid already, but if you haven't, here's a quick catch up on everything that's been going on in game. Raid is bigger than ever with over 700 champions now in game, which means you're sure to find one that you'll jive with. Split across 15 different factions, my personal favourites being the Demon Spawn and the ghoulish Undead Hordes. With 12 different dungeons to test your team's skills, PvP content gets players all around the world, with multiple modes and regular content updates including features and new champions, there's so much content waiting for you to discover, and so much more to come. You can even take the game with you with Plarium Play between mobile and PC, meaning you're never too far away from upgrading your team with the endless customization options available in-game. And of course, there's a huge 400 million player community waiting for you to join up and take them down. Now whether I'm sat on my PC taking down a dungeon or doing my dailies on my phone, the deep turn-based combat keeps me coming back for more. There's so many champions in this game I want to level up and collect, like Morty Macabre and Uros the Soul Cage, so I better get back to playing the game. Remember all that content I talked about a moment ago? Well, Raid's just added even more with a crazy new boss, Akumori the Phantom Shogun. You'll need to take him down to obtain incredible rewards for Accessory Ascension. You want to make your team's gear stronger, right? Also, there's the new animated limited series, Raid Call of the Arbiter. It's now streaming on the official YouTube channel for Raid Shadow Legends. There's 10 episodes to go through, and I highly recommend doing so. You'll get to learn more about some of the champions and characters you'll discover when you try Raid out for yourself, and that's just the start, there's so much more coming. So if you're a new player, use my link down below or the QR code on screen right now to get a free starter pack with all this in-game loot when you download Raid today. You can also find me in-game under the name It's Brothers HD, so let's join up and crush people together on the battlefield. And I'd like to see what the overall statistics are, right, for the game. Like, has the game had a huge uptick in player base since the game has been, cancelled, or how is that all working? But we've got some players. We've got one guy with a revolver field. Let's see, we've got not a fantastic opening hand. Would have liked to have seen our combo play of the Firewall and the Imperial Order, but this should be plenty straightforward. So going first here, I'm not too big of a fan of anything here, so I'm just gonna go for the Candina down the middle, and I'm gonna call it that. Not the greatest move in the world, not the worst move in the world, but still, it's fine. I'd rather get something on board than nothing. But usually with Firewall, you kind of want to hold back until you can kind of go in for this big OTK or potentially steal the game with the Firewall push at the end, because Firewall has the ability of, when he's summoned, he gains effects based on the number of Link monsters or Link monster material in your graveyard on the field. So if you've got 4, then you gain 2 super speed and then can bounce a card on the field back to the hand. So you can go right the way to your opponent's zone, attack him directly, and then deal some damage and hopefully win the game. Now, they have got a Blue Eyes, which is, pretty strong, but not for turn 1. Turn 1, that's not the best move in the world, right? Putting all of your cards out there in one go. You're kind of saying, hey, look at me, I don't know what I'm doing. But also we've got a Guardian Exodia, and they're summoning in attack mode, and they're playing the one where you win in 5 turns. Okay, so Roy is now a very easy target for us, a very easy target. But let's see, so the Blue Eyes is on the guy ahead of us, going towards Chap on the left, or on the right, sorry. This is pretty straightforward. He's blowing up my... Okay. Shield Handler. Right, so if there's no trap cards and kind of hit the middle, then we've got the middle card, which is fantastic. But we'll see, it doesn't always go to that, right? Shield and Sword we kind of want to save for the Firewall push because a lot of people will play Shield and Sword, make you 0, your Shield and Sword back, double attack though he's going... Oh, I don't get this. I don't get why people power up their Blue Eyes or their cards with cards that don't do anything until next turn, right? Because double attack gains you some stuff. What are you doing? Why would you econ now and not... I guess econing now makes sense because you block him for 2 turns of summoning, right? So you can't summon next turn, you can't get 2 monsters coming away. I guess that does make sense. But it still just feels a little bit too early in my opinion to actually be doing that. But let's go in. We're going to win the middle. Assuming that trap costs nothing. It's not. Okay, very good. And yeah, that is hopefully Megamorph will be fantastic for the middle card. It's Mirror Force. Not the best card for right now, especially given he's got a our chap on the right here has got a card already that's got anti-destruction. But I think we should kind of be fine. We could technically go for like a straight push to the face, but I don't think I want to do that. So I'm going to throw Lycanroc down the left. I'm going to set Mirror Force, and I think I'm just going to take it nice and slow. We'll take it slow and see what happens. But yeah, it is a shame this game got cancelled so early in its life, right? It barely hit 6 months. There was no real content kind of release that wasn't already planned ahead, right? We knew what the first year of card releases were, and Konami kind of did nothing to kind of accelerate that or surprise us, really. So it does kind of feel like the game was just kind of put out there. If it was succeeded, then they kept it alive. If they didn't, which it didn't, then they gutted it. And there was no real effort put in to actually make the game successful and to stay alive. But we've got 2 aces come out now. We've got the BLS on the left here, which is going to be getting a bunch of buffs. Only the attack buffs though, so it's kind of okay for going into the face. And they've got a Magician of Black Chaos, which gives all their monster wizardry, which means they gain attack points, and also adds a Chaos Scepter Blast to their hand. Now, that basically shuts down 1 monster. So that's pretty decent. And they've got Seal on it as well. So he can't defend with his Blue Eyes. It's forced to attack. Now, getting rid of getting rid of you in that zone is fine. The guy in front of me has put a Traptrix in attack mode, and I kind of... do I want to deal with that now, or do I want to save the Shield and Sword? I guess we'll keep the hold of the Shield and Sword, right? I can let Candina go. That's fine. Our guy on the right's got to deal with the BLS in the middle, and our Roy on the left has got to deal with me pushing really, really hard with Firewall. I mean, he's going to be able to defend, right? He's going to defend, but we bounce that. We get a good 3k damage in, which I'm surprised there's no Guardians up now. And if you didn't know, Crostal, right, what the game kind of devolved into is a lot of Guardians, like Exodia, but not Exodia, Hokapakapoo, the big Magnum Overlord, the Barrel Dragon, into just burn, into just Guardian burn. And that's kind of what you'll see in the game in the higher ranks, right? In Platinum, when you get full Plat Lobby, that's what you see. This one is kind of mixed bag of like gold, platinum, and silver. But let's just kind of go all in, right? Let's go Narcissus. Let's go for the Draconet. Let's summon into the Firewall down this lane here. We'll use 1, and we'll use 2 of these cards, counts 2 materials for Link Summons, which is very cool. And then I guess we'll go for the Ray in... Do we need to? No, we don't, right? We don't. So let's just set the Cyber's Beacon, just in case. And now, they're going to try and defend with the Zubaba Knight. But we've got the lovely Firewall Dragon. The animations in this game are so good. It's so annoying. There's so many good things about this game, right? The animations, the ragdoll system, the VTuber model characters, right? They're all very good. Let's bounce back the Zubaba Knight. Let's get super speed, attacking directly. There's just so much good about this game. And then so much Konami did that really let the game down when it needed it the most. And I think the bigger thing was that they basically released the game in a buggy state, as they did when it was first released, right? When the beta came out, like a year and a bit ago, it was so buggy. The game came out in soft launch, still buggy. Global launch, still buggy. The same bugs. Okay, this is it. Shield and Sword on my Firewall. Nope, I'm sorry. I'm going to Shield and Sword him back up to full power. That was 3 Shield and Swords in 1 round. I've not seen that in a long time, right? Since you had like a Z-Mail Tank being one of the best decks, right? But we can go in, clear the Exodia, Firewall to the face, and this should be a very, very easy game for us to just win now, right? There's not much you can do with this. So a Threatening Roar is going to trigger on this guy. So he's just going to win. He's not die to that battle. That's very, very big. Of course, no, wait, because he's got BLS attacking in on that side. Oh my god, this thing across the right, it's like you're focused on yourself, but there's so many other people you've got to kind of be keeping an eye on as well. that, like, it's just such a unique game, and it just sucks that Konami decided to get rid of it when, if you actually played it and sat down, and maybe it wasn't for you, right? Maybe it wasn't for you, and it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! You love, but it's a fun game. It's unique, you know, it's unique, and it sucks that someone's favorite game out there is kind of dying, right? I think that's kind of the thing. Okay, Lilybell, I'm going to, so he's got to defend on that, right? So I think here, we just throw everything at our guy on the left because we need as much damage there as possible. Why he did that, I don't know. Because you could have probably put your Zubaba Knight in defense mode and cleared my Lycoris, right? Yeah, cleared the Lycoris, and then the Firewall would have cleared it as well. So I don't really get that play. You're going to take more damage now. Of course, not as much as you would do by just attacking directly, but still going to take enough damage to comfortably put me, or put you into third, right? And that's the thing, is you want to be into second or first to actually gain points on the rank ladder. But our guy on the left is not going to do anything, and our guy on the top also has a direct attack coming from the DMC. Like, this is just crazy. Like, that, how much attack? 6,400? Like, what? So this could all kind of change in an instant. So we'll see. Attack in, mine gets cleared, Firewall attacks in, gains some attack points. He's also going to be burning on pop, right, when he destroys. So here we go. Crusher activates, dealing damage, and then we'll deal some more damage as well, I believe. That's going to wipe out the Pterodin, and then this is going to attack in and make him even weaker. And then Firewall attacks in and makes you even weaker. So I guess he does still take second, which is fine, right? But we're on 8k. We're playing an OTK deck. It's all the equivalent of one, right? It's very, very funny. So yeah, that is Crostal ranked in a nutshell. If you want to see more Crostal leading up to kind of the demise of the game, then I might do it. Right now the game is, like, you know, it's accessible, and there's now easier access to the cards. Now I can actually do the cards I want to do without spending £10,000 to try and pull a Firewall that I probably wouldn't have pulled. That is it. Let's get our ranked stuff, right? Open my gold box. Did we get any gems? We got a decent chunk of gems. Very cool. Silver box. We got more gems. This rank system, I love it, by the way, right? Every duel you gain points towards a chest. In Master Duel, they kind of do something similar, but the points don't carry over between duels. And I wish it did, because it'd be way better. But any more gems here? We've got a couple of gems, nothing too crazy there. But again, that is it for Cross Duel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next Duel Links, Master Duel, Cross Duel, Rush Duel, whatever video. See you then.